Welcome to another episode of the Metal Queens podcast. I'm Steve Richards. This is a show where we celebrate the women shaping the power, the passion, and the future of heavy music. Today's guest is a commanding force in modern symphonic metal, from underground beginnings in Moscow to sold out venues across the UK and Europe. She has helped lead one of the most exciting independent success stories in metal today. Imperial Age blends cinematic grandeur, crushing heaviness, and spiritual Atlantean mythology into a sound that feels both ancient and fiercely modern. As co founder and vocalist, our guest's versatile dual vocal approach has become central to the band's identity, powerful, emotional, and unmistakable. With a revitalized UK based lineup, a heavier live presence, and their explosive 2025 return of the Atlanteans tour still echoing across Europe, the band continues to prove that symphonic metal isn't fading, it is evolving. Joining us today is the voice, vision, and presence behind Imperial Age, Jane Odintsova. Welcome to the Metal Queens podcast.
Hello, hello. I'm very happy to be here. And to be honest, you just blew me away with the amount of good words you just said. I haven't seen this amount of good stuff for quite a while. So thank you so much for that.
Well, Jane, well deserved. Imperial Age really has evolved massively over the last decade. When you look back at the early days in Moscow, what feels most different and what still feels the same at the core?
Oh, the same. I think it's our crazy, passion and determination to become successful. So I guess every single artist experiences that, at least in the beginning, where you start something new and everyone around you tells you that why you do this, you'll never succeed, you're not good enough, blah blah blah, you don't have connections, you don't have money, you don't have anything, and you still keep going despite all that. This is the same. So when the band grow, when you evolve, when you become bigger, you still have obstacles and things to overcome, a lot of problems, let's say that, but they just become different from what they were in the beginning. But you still have to, to maintain this will for success and keep going regardless of whatever happens around you. So this remains exactly the same. What is different? I don't know, actually. Maybe it's just the experience, because we've been through a lot of things. We've got a lot of good and bad experience, both just in life and in music side of life as well. So now everything that we do and every situation, we look at it with all that experience that we brought with us from the past. When we were in Moscow, we were much younger and we didn't have this experience, so we were just doing something. And right now, when we look back, we can see mistakes that we made, but that's all right, that's good, that's how people learn. So yeah, that is maybe different. Everything else is the same.
Jane, compare the symphonic metal scene in Russia to the UK.
I think we can ditch the word symphonic here, because, like, I guess it's all the same. At least I remember when I came to the UK as a tourist for the first time in 2010, I think it was, and I went to a local venue, small one, just to see like how it is here, how small shows happen here, like what is it like, and it's absolutely the same. Like, not, I can't say that same bands, of course they are different, but people are the same. The how everything, that from the way it is organized, how the venues look from inside, it's all the same. And the approach, everything is the same. um, I don't really follow exactly the symphonic events which happen, because for me, this division into subgenres, for me, they bring more confusion than, clarity. And I really think that in a lot of cases, small subgenres, they're getting in a way, because as an artist, I want to be free in using elements from all of them. So, and recently there are a lot of bands, modern bands, which successfully combine things from very different genres, and that's great. And some of the bands, they have one song in one genre, another song in another genre. That's great. That's like, it's like you're a painter. Imagine you're a painter, and you just, instead of three colors, you have 10 colors. That's great. You can experiment, you can bring something new, you can create something new and interesting. And that's something with which we are occupied right now. So we're experimenting, we are writing new music right now, and we are experimenting, we're using different, things, different stuff from various genres. So that's how it is.
You're both a founding member and creative pillar of this band. Your vocal style moves effortlessly between power, emotion, and atmosphere, too. How did you discover that balance as a singer?
Uh, I think it happened. It happened on its own, so it wasn't my, determination which brought me here. So I started to learn vocals in Russia, and my first vocal teacher, she was from the classical, from opera thingy. So first thing that I learned was this, and I haven't completed it, if you can even use the word to complete training in vocals. It's like a lifetime process. You always have something to work on. And later I started taking lessons from another amazing teacher with whom I still, we're still together, and I actually plan to continue my lessons very soon. So later I started to add more like rock style, pop rock style, than extreme vocals. And when you learn something new, when you learn a new technique, you have to, in order to be able to actually use it in your songs, you have to learn how to balance between this. Otherwise, it sounds very, I don't know, robotic, and otherwise you will not have freedom. So it has a great deal to do with the experience again. The more shows you play, the better it goes. And yeah, I think actually I started to feel more or less confident only during the recent few years. So it's quite a journey, and I'm very far from the end.
Mm.
In my opinion, I've just started. So it's gonna be even better.
Yeah, you mentioned shows, Jane. The return of the Atlanteans tour seemed to mark a turning point. What did you feel from the crowds on that tour?
Mm, I enjoyed it very much.
Mhm.
So it was one of our most successful. I think it was our most successful tours among all that we've done. So it was a huge, I don't like to use the word proud of like what we do, because it's not exactly that. But I immensely enjoy the energy, which, starts to spin between the artist and the audience during the show. So it's every show, as I see it, is like it's a dialogue. So I, as an artist, I send like, a batch of energy to the crowd. They receive it. If it was the right, message, if I did it right, they will absorb it. Um, it will bring some emotions in them, and they will send it back to me. And so it's like a circle rotating. So during the Return of the Atlanteans tour, it was like very much, live, this energy exchange. Uh, So it was great. It was great experience. It's a great memories, and we right now we are focusing mostly on the writing music. So right now we do not plan to tour in the upcoming months or even maybe years. We will have some shows, but not in the form of, long tours. So it was just great.
The track Gnosis, it is a Latin term. What does that track represent in your current creative chapter? And what's the story behind that song?
It was our first, experiment as I said before, with different elements from different genres. So in our previous album, in our latest album, The New World, we wanted to make it more, light and dancey. So we experimented with this. So now we're experimenting with more heavy stuff, with including growls and different types of extreme vocals. So that was like musically, that was an experiment of blending things from different genres. Uh, for me, it was also a huge, step forward in learning actually extreme vocals because we recorded this track when I just had one lesson in extreme vocals. And after that lesson, we recorded this song. Uh, if we go to the lyrics, it's our usual, spiritual thingy. We're keeping it. It's not going anywhere. So we are, and we will be about ancient civilizations, about personal development, evolution of consciousness, and all that. So it's all in there, and it was like an experimental stuff, which I personally think that it's one of the best songs of Imperial Age.
Imperial Age has remained fiercely independent, Jane, while achieving massive reach, too. What have you learned about survival and success outside the traditional industry system?
I would not say that we are fiercely independent. We are not, there are a lot of people who think that there is a, confrontation between labels and so-called independent artists. Um, I don't think there is because, um, like, there is there is no confrontation. We are not against labels. The thing is that when we were younger and when the band was much smaller, we just like any other artists, we were desperate for any record deal, and we didn't know any other way of growing the band other than because everyone does this. And if you read biography of anybody, I don't know, Ozzy Osbourne or anybody
Yeah.
Metallica, you read that there was this small garage band of five school friends, and then they signed to a label, and you immediately think, okay, I need to sign to a label. So of course we tried that. We were ignored and denied, of course, just like most of the bands do. But instead of giving up and finding ourselves day jobs, we kept going, and we decided that okay, these guys, they don't want to work with us, then we have to work our way ourselves, which means we have to learn how to do things which they can do, like marketing, promotion, whatever, ads, everything. It's mostly Ayor. He bought a lot of courses, a lot of trainings on this side. So he learned how to do that, and it started to bring results, which allowed both of us to stop taking any other jobs. We both were working as private tutors. I was a biology tutor at first, so I have medical education, but I quit my medical job because it was obvious that it's impossible to combine, being a proper doctor and touring, for example. So I had just students. I taught them biology, and in some years, the effort which we put into learning how to do stuff ourselves, it allowed us to live 100% on the band's money, like what band brings. Um, but and that's exactly what we're still doing. But it doesn't mean we are against labels. The thing is that it's all about the deal. So right now, most deals which we receive, we can't take them because they all mean that we will have to find ourselves a job again.
Mhm.
Because it's just a bad deal for us. So now we are in a situation where like we we are choosing, and so far we have chosen to stay independent and to do things ourselves just because it's financially better for us. But we are not against labels. There are successful stories. I'm sure that good contracts, that good deals, they exist. I'm
Mhm.
sure they exist. You just have to become, interesting enough as an artist and as a source of profit for them in order to receive a good deal. They exist, I'm sure.
Jane, you mentioned your biology. You've been a biology teacher. I want to go back to your earlier life. Was music big in your house? And was there a point where you said, "This is something meant to be, I want to do"?
No, in my family, both my parents, they are engineers.
Mhm.
And so first when I chose a medical career, when I after the school I decided to um, go into the medical university, my parents were like, medical, but we've never had any doctors, in the family. So what? And during these years, I hang out with Ayor. Uh, he was doing some music already back then. And I was just, looking at all the underground bands, attending to tiny, tiny shows, and just, visiting their rehearsals, which were mostly like a drinking parties, not a rehearsals at all. But uh, I've never studied music. I've never, had any musical education. So it was only in 2000, I think it was 2010 or 11, when Ayor's first band, Revelance, broke up. So they all split, of course, because of the money reasons. And then we decided that we want to create a new band, a new project with completely different, approach. So we decided that we don't want it to be just, five school friends drinking every Thursday and saying to everyone that this is a rehearsal. So we want to do it, properly, to have a few years to think about everything, organize everything, think about the strategy, hire people to, to do things, not to drink.
Mhm.
And basically, it was like a business startup. So, and at first, if you remember that, I was a keyboard player, not a singer. So, first position which I took in Imperial Age was keyboard, and I immediately started taking lessons, basically just to be able to play my parts, which were not, difficult at all. And only after a few years, I've started taking vocal lessons, and I continue to do that now. And like gradually, I've switched from just keyboards and backing vocals to main vocals. So that's the path. Yeah, but it was quite a long journey for the band, and the band is still evolving, and I think it's a very good thing. That's how it should be. So we all learn something new. We learn new approaches. We learn new skills. So we are evolving. We are growing up.
And working on new music, like you said earlier, that's going to be the focus this year. So you mentioned too that probably no touring this year right now, just focusing on new music. Can we expect, are you going to do like a lot of the artists I've had on here are just releasing singles and holding off on an EP or an album for a while? Is that kind of the plan this year?
Yes, you're very close to our actual plan. So we do plan to release quite a lot of singles. Uh, I won't give, any deadlines or any dates because I truly believe that that's how it should be. Like you take as much time as you need to make a good product because when you have a deadline, like, I need to write 10 songs in 2 months, there is a big chance that these songs will be shit.
Yes.
So we don't want that. We don't want that. So we are working on it and we will be working on it until we feel that this is a good stuff, that we are actually ready to show this to the world. And yes, we do not plan any tours. We do have a few shows scheduled. We have a festival in Paris, we have a festival in Germany, and maybe we will have one big show in London, maybe, but again, no dates and nothing, no information yet. So it's just plans, and the main plan, the main focus is new music, new album, because we all need it and we want it, and we have a lot of ideas, and I'm sure that a lot of cool stuff is coming.
Follow them on social media, Imperial Age, for more on that. A true force in modern symphonic metal and a powerful reminder of what independence, vision, and belief can achieve. Imperial Age's music proves that metal can be cinematic, spiritual, heavy, and unapologetically bold all at once. From New World to Gnosis, this is a band carving its legacy on its own terms. Make sure to follow Imperial Age, stream their music, a lot of videos, and check those out and catch them live whenever you get a chance at some of these festivals coming up this year and beyond. Because this rise of Imperial Age is far from over. Jane, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for your time, for your questions. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Same here. And thank you for watching and for listening to the Metal Queens podcast. Like it, share it, subscribe to it, write a review. I'm Steve Richards. I will talk to you again next time